Hi, cities. How are you doing? Welcome to Nine Sim. Thank you so much for the support. A very big shout out to Crystal Black. She is really good. And now let me say this. Sometimes I do not want to hear people that look like me say that they are probably waiting for white women to do the job because I do not see them doing the job anytime soon. Maybe in the near future, it's possible, but now, no. Why? Because I have also brought videos here where they were talking about how they always come out to ask black people, how do we do the job? How do we help you to make this easier and all that? And you tell them that you are not going to educate them, that they should go ahead and educate themselves and deconstruct and also preach out, be like anti-racism work and all that. And then you hear something like, I really would love to do this, but I do not want to start with my family because my family are ready to desist, right? And I do not also want my friends to know that I am doing the job. So I probably will get a separate page from the one that I have and block all of them on social media so I can do the work. Sis, okay, they are not sis. Felicia, who are you doing the job for? Because if you are willing to deconstruct and your family to deconstruct and your friends to deconstruct, you definitely will start with them because your foundation is really very vital. But no, you are going to leave your foundation and go out to preach to other people. So who will listen to you? You know what? Let's get into this.
Well, hello there. So, after completing my heroic mission of lying to a casino employee by telling him that a drunken white man at the poker table who had accosted me earlier by his presence, that he told me that he was good at poker because he counted cards, and catching the eye of this white man and smiling at him with unadulterated joy, I vanished into the crowd, leaving only the smell of my perfume mixed of jasmine and vanilla. Got outside and got into my Uber, celebrating internally about this great victory. And as you can see here, the trip occurred December 26th at 1:39 a.m. with Amanda. Oh, sweet racist Amanda. She's the first person I've ever given a 1-star review. Amanda was wide of back, hair the dull color and crispy texture of fallen brown leaves in the fall. I never saw Amanda's face, and there was no need to, because I could guess how she looks by her voice that sounded like the crackling of the wood of a burning cross. I say to Amanda, "Hello." Amanda responds with a slight inflection that indicates she's tired. It is about 2 a.m. in the morning, but I have no sympathy, for I was exhausted from my valiant quest that I had just completed. I had no interest in her white exhaustion. I was in celebration. I had ruined a white man's ego and won $400 on top of it. I had no plans to have a conversation with this stringy-haired pale woman. But in my triumphant haze, I had forgotten to push the option for no conversation for the Uber ride. My mistake. Because now she's using her windpipe in an attempt to force me into casual conversation. She says to me, "Do you work here?" Upon hearing her question, I had conflicting emotions because on one hand, there's nothing wrong with working at a casino, but on the other hand, what was her intention behind the question? So I debated for milliseconds on how to respond. Looking at the situation, I would assume she wasn't trying to demean me when she's picking me up in her job, which is an Uber. I wanted to say, "Do you work here?" But I settled on just saying no. What do I need to prove to this YT woman who's taking me to my home? Because she would soon discover when she arrived at my very beautiful home in my very nice subdivision that I was doing very well for myself. After I said no, she says, "Oh, you were just playing at the casino?" Dumb question since she was picking me up from the casino. But I pushed aside my irritation. I would not allow her to diminish my joy from what I had just done in the casino. So I say yes, and she responds, "Did you win anything?" And given the thieving nature of these people and their history of stealing and colonizing, I clutched my wallet purse tighter, hand wrapped around my pink taser, and responded, "No." To which she replies, "Yeah, I never win anything. I always lose my money." And as I looked at her stained upholstery seats and listened to the grinding effort of the car as she drove, I thought to myself that the money that she's using to go to the casino could be put to better use, but I remained silent. She then, like all white people, brought up her dog. I say I can't stand dogs, and I have cats. To which she now decided to tell me this story. I can't remember the name of the illegal substance that she was talking about taking, but she said that the high lasted about 15 to 20 minutes, and that one day her and her friends decided to do this substance. Upon hearing her say that, my eyes began to widen, now realizing that I'm being driven by a part-time crackhead. A lot of things are starting to make sense. So she continues her story, and she says that she took the substance and went into this altered state of being. But she prefaced that by saying she thinks that there are some people that can talk to animals. And then 3 minutes later, we've entered this story where she's done this substance, gone into her friend's house, and apparently she's one of the ones who can talk to animals when doped up with this 15-minute high drug, particularly a black cat. She says she entered the home of her friend and the black cat was just staring at her. And a voice entered into her mind and began to talk to her. I did not ask her what the cat sounded like, but she thought that I should know that it sounded like a black man. The cat had a black man voice, she says. Naturally, I asked her, what does a black man voice sound like? She responds by attempting to mimic a black voice, giving up, and then says, "Bernie Mac." I tilt my head quickly, shocked at this blatant, freely given, calmly said racism. And I say, "So all black men sound like Bernie Mac?" She responds with no hesitation, "Yes." Before I could ask her again so that I could record it, we've pulled up to my home. So I get out of her car, pull out my phone, and as I say thank you for the ride, gazing at her, I push the 1 on her review. A little gift for her for later. Get your reparations where you can. 10 out of lucky 10.
White girls do not look good with brown lip liner. Trust me, y'all.
I think that's a you thing, boo-boo, because me personally, devour, eat the girls up in this brown lip liner and gloss combo.
Well, hello there. Y'all really have to stop bullying. You don't know what's going on in someone's life. A while back, she experienced a horrible tornado where an entire house was lifted and dropped onto the ground. And buried beneath the rubble was her closest friend. In that house was a little girl and a dog, and they both did survive. But that little girl ended up throwing water on her, and she is allergic. And that's why her lips appear to be melting off this way. There's actually books written about this. She's one of the very few people that are allergic to water. And she was so burned by it that it actually bleached her skin. The book is called The Wizard of Oz. Now, I don't know if you've heard of it, but as you can see, the nose, the jaw, the eyes are all the same. And as you can tell by her black scent, her name is the Wicked Witch from out west. So don't play with old gal, honey boo-boo. She devouring, she about that life. And if you don't want to play fair and you throw some water on her, it don't matter. She gonna be devouring while she melt.
It is so never ending and so diabolical to me how everything is geared towards racism. Anytime you try to use any search engine to look up the statistics on the violent nature of white people, the first thing that it tries to push is a racial narrative about black people. Like, you really have to get in there and dig deep to get to the heart of the matter, to get to the truth of the matter. Like this, for instance, out of 93.6 cases of SA, almost 60% were white people. And that's not just white men. Although white men do make up the largest offender registry, especially when it comes to children, that's white women too. So that means you're joining in or leading the way in some instances. That number is more than every race combined and then some. White women, you have all this fake outrage for what's happening in these other countries. Why are you not at home protecting your own fucking children? Y'all are so quick to try to tell other races and ethnicities about what's going on in their communities and how they should speak about it and how they should handle it. Meanwhile, your husbands and boyfriends and daddies and brothers and uncles are sneaking off into your daughters and your sons' bedrooms. Hell, in most cases, you are too. I would be screaming that shit from the rooftop. Instead of this fake outrage about what's happening in other countries, work on getting that white male Buddha patriarchy off y'all's necks.
So this is all I got from this video. And sincerely speaking, I love Crystal Black and I can never stop loving her. She is so good at this and that she does it effortlessly. Great. And this is the part 2. I have given you people part 1. This is the part 2 continuation and I hope you all enjoy that. And yeah, one thing I know about women is that they would rather, focus on what is going on in other places than starting with what is going on in their own community and country. One thing I find really very weird about them is always them coming out to ask Black people or Black women, how do we help? How do we come in? How do we help you do the job? Each time I hear how do we do the job, just know that they are lying. They are not doing any job. Because if these people are really ready, you all see what happens to people that look like me on daily, especially like, subways everywhere. I mean, brutality, cops, redlining, and all that. If they had wanted to speak about it, trust me, these people will hit the road and speak on it or also use their platform. But I have also found out about them, like how they try as much as they can to come and they talk like they are supporting Black people or they are in for you or they are doing the job. They are not doing any job. And I remember one woman that actually came out. She was asking, how do we do the job? And then turning around to say, I really would love to do the job, right? But I do not want to start with my family because my family are racist, right? So how do I start with them? I want to leave my family out of it. I want to leave my friends out of it. I just want to do the, talking outside my family, my friends and all that, because I was like, so who are you doing so what are you doing? Because if you are going to do the job, firstly, you are going to start the job from your house. That is that your parents, your siblings and uncles and the rest of them, all your family members, start with them. When you are done with them, you start with your friends because majority of, I feel like they are just deceiving themselves. Are birds of the same feather flock together. They just want to come out and talk. And they said that I would like to do it, but maybe the platform, she said also the platform that she'll be using to do it, she probably might put it on private so that other people or block some of their family so they won't see the job she is doing. I feel like this is like the highest, I don't know how to say it, but it's the hypocrisy, right? I don't know whichever one. Seriously, because how do you not start with your immediates? And now you want to, so who wants to listen to you outside? Absolutely, nobody will want to listen to you. Man, sincerely speaking, these people really have a very long way to go. And they also know what they are doing because I feel like I have said this several times. What do you think that will happen to them when they do not see anybody to offer? Right? So I feel like they do not want to do the job because they feel like they are always at the top. So when we put other people at the top, so who is going to be at the bottom, right? So let's continue being who we are till whenever they get freedom and all that. So if we are waiting for them to come out to speak, I wanted to know that I am not sure this is going to happen anytime soon because they have all the power, anything it takes to make some certain things work. They absolutely have it. But yeah, it is what it is. This is where Black people have seen themselves. And let me know what you all think in the comment section. And see you all in my next video. Bye for now.